Chosen one, you are not here by accident. You did not click this video randomly, and you did not arrive by curiosity alone. This moment has been appointed, timed, orchestrated. Heaven aligned your spirit with this message because you are standing at the edge of something far bigger than you realize. There is a shift around you, and deep down you have felt it. The pressure, the waiting, the sense that something is missing, even though you've done everything you were told to do. Chosen one. Let me say this clearly, you are not behind, you are not forgotten, and you are not rejected. What you've been feeling is not failure, it is misalignment. Money has not ignored you. Wealth has not passed you by. It has been looking for you, but it has not fully recognized you yet. Anointed one. You've been searching for answers, for clarity, for release from the silent struggle you carry. You've been asking why effort hasn't matched results, why doors seem close when you know you're called for more. Scripture reminds us, as written in Habakkuk chapter 2 verse 3, that the vision awaits its appointed time, and this is that time. If you stay with me through this message, the confusion will lift, the heaviness will break, alignment will begin. Before we go any further, subscribe now to stay connected to this prophetic flow. Comment 777 to mark yourself as one who is chosen, and make a quiet promise to yourself to listen to the end, because this is where your wealth consciousness begins to awaken. Chosen one. Hear this slowly and let it settle deep within you. What you are experiencing right now is not delay, it is not punishment, and it is not absence, it is recognition forming. There is a moment in every anointed life when heaven begins to adjust how you are seen, not just by people, but by systems, by opportunities, by wealth itself. This is that moment. Money has not ignored you. It has not passed you by. It has been moving, searching, circling, waiting for a familiar signal, and only recently has that signal begun to awaken inside you. Anointed one. I need you to understand something sacred. Wealth does not move the way you were taught it moves. It does not respond to exhaustion, striving, or proving. It responds to alignment. It responds to identity. It responds to what feels familiar to it. Just as Scripture speaks of creation responding to order and timing, money flows according to unchanging laws that are older than nations and systems. There was a season when your inner world shifted quietly, subtly, and that shift changed how wealth perceived you. Not because you became less worthy, but because fear, pressure, and survival altered the signal you were sending without you realizing it. I've lived this. There was a time in my own life when I worked harder than ever before, did everything right, and yet doors stayed shut. The more effort I poured in, the further abundance seemed to move away. It felt personal, it felt unfair, but it wasn't rejection, it was misalignment. My outer actions were loud, but my inner state was tense, guarded, uncertain. And money, like water, does not flow toward tension. It flows toward clarity. It flows toward familiarity. It flows toward peace. Chosen one. This is why effort alone has never been enough for you. You were never meant to chase. You were meant to become recognizable. Wealth moves through the world the same way gravity holds the planets in place, quietly, precisely, without exception. When your inner state resonates with abundance, money knows where you are. When your identity shifts into survival, money cannot stay even if it wants to. This is not judgment, this is law. There is a hidden truth. Few are told. Money listens before it arrives. It listens to your nervous system. It listens to your expectations. It listens to what your body believes is safe and familiar. You can speak abundance with your mouth while broadcasting fear with your spirit, and wealth will always answer the louder signal. That is why some people seem to attract money effortlessly, while others exhaust themselves for scraps. It is not morality, it is resonance. I remember noticing this shift in the smallest moments, how I reacted to bills, how my chest tightened when I checked balances, how my breath shortened around financial decisions. Those reactions were signals, not sins, not failures, signals. And money reads signals faster than logic ever could. When fear entered, recognition faded. When calm returned, flow followed. Anointed one, there is nothing wrong with you. But there was a moment when scarcity tried to move in and take your shape. It tried to teach your body to brace instead of receive, and money, which moves toward openness, paused. Not because it left, but because it could no longer recognize itself in your posture, your energy, your presence. This is why ancient wisdom never taught people to chase wealth. It taught them to tune themselves. Merchants, kings, and builders across history understood this secret. They knew prosperity was not pulled by force, but drawn by alignment. When fear clouds the inner world, it creates static. When worthiness is questioned, the signal weakens. But when identity settles, when you stop needing to prove, you become visible again. Chosen one. You are entering a season of recalibration. Heaven is intervening not by adding more effort to your life, but by restoring your signal. The pressure you felt was not meant to break you. It was meant to strip away what never belonged to you. You were never designed to survive wealth. You were designed to steward it. This is why stillness matters more than struggle right now. This is why peace feels unfamiliar but necessary. Money recognizes safety. It recognizes steadiness. It recognizes someone who is not grasping. When you no longer chase, you stop sending mixed messages. When you no longer fear, your signal clears. And when clarity returns, recognition follows. Scripture reminds us that there is a time and a season for every purpose under heaven. Not everything manifests when we want it to, but everything responds when alignment is complete. You are not early. You are not late. You are precisely where recognition begins. Anointed one. This is not about learning something new. This is about remembering who you are. You were never meant to beg the system. You were meant to move through it with authority. And authority does not shout, it resonates. When your identity settles into truth, money no longer hesitates. It knows you. So take this in. Breathe with it. Let your shoulders soften. Let your chest open. You do not need to convince wealth of anything. You only need to stop hiding from yourself. Recognition is not forced, it is revealed. And as this settles, something will begin to shift quietly. Not all at once, not loudly, but surely. Because money has always been looking for you, and now it is starting to remember your face. Chosen one. As this truth begins to settle within you, another layer must be revealed. Recognition does not happen in the mind first. It happens in the body. Long before wealth appears in your hands, it answers what your nervous system believes is normal. This is why two people can say the same affirmations, read the same books, take the same actions, and experience completely different results. One feels safe receiving, the other braces for loss. Money always follows the one who feels familiar to it. There was a season when I didn't understand this. I thought belief lived only in thoughts. But belief lives deeper than words. It lives in how you breathe when you open an email. It lives in how your shoulders tense when you think about the future. It lives in whether your body relaxes or tightens when opportunity approaches. Wealth does not arrive where it must be defended against. It arrives where it is welcomed. Anointed one. Survival rewires the body. When you've lived through seasons of lack, disappointment, or instability, your system learns to guard, to rush, to cling, and that guarding becomes a signal. You may not even be aware of it. You might smile, stay positive, speak faith, but beneath that, your body whispers fear. Money hears the whisper. This is why stillness feels uncomfortable for you. Silence exposes what effort has been masking. When you slow down, sensations rise, old worries surface, doubts you outran come back into view. But hear this, those sensations are not enemies. They are evidence. They show you exactly where recognition was interrupted, not to shame you, but to restore you. Chosen one money recognizes regulation. It recognizes someone who is not panicking beneath their progress. This is why peace precedes provision, not because peace earns wealth, but because peace makes you visible to it. Scripture speaks of peace that surpasses understanding, that peace is not passive, it is power under control, and wealth moves toward power that is settled. I remember the first time I noticed this shift in myself. Nothing external had changed yet, no sudden deposit, no breakthrough announcement. But my reactions softened. I stopped rushing decisions. I stopped checking constantly. I stopped bracing. And that's when doors began opening in ways I couldn't have planned. Not dramatic at first, just natural. Conversations flowed. Opportunities appeared without pressure. The system began responding differently because I was no longer broadcasting fear. Anointed One. This is what alignment looks like in real life. It's subtle, quiet, almost easy to miss. But heaven works this way. The kingdom does not shout before it moves. It settles first. When Jesus calmed the storm, he didn't negotiate with the waves. He spoke from authority, and authority is calm. Wealth recognizes authority. You were never meant to be anxious around abundance. Anxiety is not humility. It is resistance in disguise. When you fear money, you push it away. When you over-control it, you signal mistrust. And money does not stay where it is mistrusted. It flows where it is respected, welcomed, and handled with calm confidence. Chosen One. This is why your breakthrough has been delayed, not denied. Heaven was not withholding. It was preparing your inner world to hold what your outer world is about to receive. Because provision without preparation creates collapse. And you were called to build, not just receive. There is a difference between wanting wealth and being recognizable to it. Wanting comes from lack. Recognition comes from identity. One reaches, the other attracts. And attraction is effortless because it is natural. Think of how water flows downhill. It doesn't strive. It obeys gravity. Wealth obeys alignment the same way. Anointed One. You may have noticed moments when money came easily, unexpected gifts, effortless opportunities, doors opening without strain. Those moments were clues. They revealed who you are when you are not afraid. They showed you the version of you that wealth already knows. The task now is not to chase more, but to remain there. Scripture reminds us that the blessing of the Lord makes rich and adds no sorrow with it. No sorrow means no anxiety, no strain, no constant fear of loss. If sorrow accompanies wealth, alignment is incomplete. Heaven does not bless with tension, it blesses with peace. This is why your current season feels like a pause, but it is not stagnation, it is integration. Your body is learning a new normal, your system is recalibrating. You are becoming familiar to abundance again, and familiarity is everything. Chosen One. Let me say this clearly, you do not need to fix yourself. You need to stop fighting yourself. The wealth you seek is not intimidated by your past, your mistakes, or your doubts. But it will not stay where it feels unwelcome. When you stop bracing, you start receiving. Notice your breath right now. Notice your posture. These are not small things. They are signals. And as they soften, the world responds. Not because you forced it, but because you aligned with what was already moving toward you. Anointed one, heaven is gentle but precise. It does not rush the process because it sees the whole picture. You are being trained to hold overflow without fear, to receive without guilt, to steward without tension. That is not learned overnight. That is embodied over time. And here is the sacred truth. Money is not testing you. Life is not punishing you. This season is not random. It is teaching your system that abundance is safe. Once that lesson lands not in your thoughts but in your body, recognition completes itself. You will feel it before you see it. Calm before confirmation. Peace before provision. Stillness before flow. That is the order of heaven. So stay here. Do not rush. Do not grasp. Let your system learn what safety feels like. Let your identity settle, because money has been closer than you think. And the moment it recognizes you fully, it will not hesitate. It never does. Chosen one, there is a deeper truth that must now be spoken, and it is one many are not ready to hear. Recognition is not only about peace, it is about permission. Money does not enter a life where it is subconsciously rejected, and rejection does not always look like resistance. Sometimes it looks like unworthiness disguised as humility. There was a time when I believed wanting less made me spiritual. I thought shrinking my desires made me safer, more acceptable, more aligned. But what I was actually doing was sending a signal of refusal, not out loud, quietly, deep within. And wealth which moves toward permission kept its distance, not because I was unworthy, but because I had not agreed to receive. Anointed one, the universe honors consent. Heaven does not force abundance on a heart that has not opened its gates. Scripture speaks of doors that open and no man can shut, but it also speaks of doors we are told to open ourselves. Receiving is an act of agreement, and agreement begins with worthiness. You may have prayed for provision while silently questioning if you deserved it. You may have believed God could bless others more easily than He could bless you. Those thoughts are not sins, but they are signals. Money does not respond to guilt, it responds to acceptance. I remember a season when opportunities appeared, but I hesitated. Not because they were wrong, but because they felt too much, too big, too generous, too undeserved. I delayed decisions, downplayed potential, shrank my reach. And those opportunities passed, not because they weren't meant for me, but because I wasn't yet ready to stand in them without apology. Chosen. One, humility is not denying your capacity. True humility is agreeing with what heaven already sees. When you reject yourself, you reject the gift meant to flow through you. And money, which is a carrier of opportunity, influence and impact, cannot stay where it must be minimized to make you comfortable. This is why some people sabotage success right as it arrives. They feel exposed, seen, unprepared. Their identity has not yet caught up with the blessing, and so they unconsciously push it away, not intentionally, but instinctively. Anointed one, wealth requires internal permission, not arrogance, not entitlement, permission. The quiet agreement that says, I am allowed to receive, without justification, without comparison, without guilt. Scripture reminds us that we are heirs, not orphans. Heirs do not beg. They receive by position. If you still see yourself as someone who must earn love, earn safety, earn worth, wealth will always feel conditional. But inheritance operates on identity, not performance. This is where recognition completes itself. when your inner world agrees with your outer calling, when your body no longer flinches at increase, when generosity no longer feels like a threat to survival, when success no longer triggers fear of loss. I want to share something personal. The moment I stopped feeling the need to explain why I deserved what was coming, things accelerated. Not dramatically, but steadily. Conversations shifted. People responded differently. Resources moved with ease. The system mirrored what had finally settled inside me. Anointed One. This is not about positive thinking. This is about truth alignment. When you agree with truth, resistance dissolves. And wealth which has been waiting for your agreement moves swiftly. You may have noticed patterns, money arriving, then disappearing, growth followed by contraction, expansion followed by guilt. These are not random cycles. They are signals that permission has not fully landed yet, not as judgment, but as information. Recognition happens when you stop apologizing for what heaven has authorized. You do not need to justify your desires. They were placed in you intentionally. God does not tease his children with longings meant to frustrate them. Desire is a compass. Anointed One. Wealth is not dangerous. It does not corrupt a heart anchored in truth. It amplifies what is already there. If you fear wealth will change, you ask yourself what part of you feels unstable. That part is asking for healing, not denial. Scripture speaks of enlargement without sorrow. That sorrow often comes from unresolved beliefs about worth. When worthiness is settled, expansion is peaceful. Money is not testing your morality, it is responding to your identity, and identity stabilizes when permission is granted. Let me say this gently, you do not have to prove anything anymore. Not to God, not to people, not to yourself. The striving phase is ending, the becoming phase is here. Anointed One, as this truth lands, notice what softens inside you. Notice where you stop shrinking, where you stop explaining, where you stop bracing. These are not small shifts. They are signals of recognition completing. Heaven is not asking you to be perfect. It is asking you to be open, open to receive, open to steward, open to stand in what is coming without flinching, because money has always known where you are. It has simply been waiting for your agreement to stay. And as that agreement settles quietly, deeply, you will notice something unmistakable. Opportunities will no longer feel foreign. Increase will no longer feel threatening. Expansion will no longer feel heavy. It will feel familiar. That is recognition. And once recognition is complete, flow becomes natural. Not forced, not chased, just allowed. Chosen. One. Now that permission has begun to settle, another layer rises to the surface, one that often hides in plain sight. Recognition is sustained not by what you say you believe, but by what you repeatedly return to when no one is watching. Wealth does not remain where alignment is temporary. It remains where identity is stable. There is a difference between touching abundance and becoming familiar to it. Many experience brief moments of increase, unexpected breakthroughs, sudden openings, and then wonder why it fades. It is not because heaven withdrew. It is because the inner state that welcomed wealth was not yet anchored. Money recognizes consistency. It stays where the signal does not fluctuate with circumstance. Anointed One. This is where habits quietly reveal identity. Not habits of action, but habits of perception. How you interpret delays, how you speak to yourself after setbacks, how quickly you return to peace when something doesn't go as planned. These are not character flaws, they are conditioning, and conditioning can be rewritten not by force, but by awareness. I remember a season when something good would happen, and I would immediately look for what might go wrong. I didn't realize it then, but that reflex was broadcasting instability. not in words, but in energy. Wealth responds to steadiness. It flows where it senses someone who can hold it without panic. Chosen one. This is why repetition matters. Not repetition of affirmations, but repetition of regulation. Returning to calm again and again. Returning to trust again and again. Returning to worth again and again. Over time, these returns form identity, and identity is what money recognizes. Scripture speaks of renewing the mind not once but continually. Renewal is not a one-time revelation, it is a pattern of return. Each time you choose peace over panic, you strengthen the signal. Each time you choose trust over control, recognition deepens. There is a sacred rhythm to wealth. It moves in cycles, not spurts. It builds through familiarity. Think of how relationships grow. Trust is not built in moments, it is built in consistency. Money works the same way. It stays where it feels safe over time. Anointed one, notice how quickly your system tries to revert to old patterns under pressure. That does not mean you are failing. It means your body is learning something new. Just as muscles shake when learning a new movement, your system may feel uneasy as it adapts to stability. This is where compassion becomes power, not self-criticism, not discipline, compassion. When you meet old reactions with understanding instead of judgment, they soften faster. And as they soften, your signal stabilizes. I want to share something real. The biggest shift in my financial life did not come from strategy. It came from consistency in inner state, from learning to stay calm when numbers changed, from learning to remain grounded when outcomes were uncertain, from refusing to let temporary fluctuations dictate my sense of worth. Anointed one, wealth does not demand perfection, it demands presence. When you are present, you respond instead of react, and response carries authority, reaction carries fear. This is why stillness is so powerful. Stillness is not inactivity, it is alignment without noise. In stillness, your system learns a new baseline, and that baseline becomes your new normal. Scripture often describes waiting not as delay, but as strengthening. Those who wait are renewed. Renewal is stabilization. It is becoming familiar with peace, and peace is recognizable to wealth. You may feel like nothing is happening right now, but something is anchoring, something is settling, something is becoming permanent. This is not the season of chasing more. This is the season of staying with what is true. Chosen. One, money does not leave because of mistakes. It leaves when identity shifts back into fear. When you return to trust, it returns too, not as punishment, as response. This is why grace matters in this process. Grace allows growth without collapse. Grace allows integration without strain. When you give yourself grace, you stop sending mixed signals. Let your progress be quiet. Let your confidence be steady. Let your worth be non-negotiable. These are the conditions under which wealth remains. Anointed one, notice the small moments. The way you pause instead of panic. The way you breathe instead of brace. The way you choose patience instead of urgency. These moments are rewriting your signal. And as that signal stabilizes, recognition deepens. Opportunities no longer test you, they trust you. Resources no longer rush through, they stay. Flow becomes sustainable. This is how heaven builds wealth that lasts. Not through spikes, but through foundations. Not through pressure, but through presence. You are not behind, you are anchoring, and what anchors remains. Chosen one, when identity stabilizes, something subtle yet powerful begins to happen. Your relationship with time changes. Urgency loosens its grip. The need to rush, force, or prove starts to fade. And this is not because you've given up, but because your spirit has stopped panicking. Wealth recognizes this shift immediately. Money does not respond well to desperation, but it moves swiftly toward patience that is rooted in certainty. There is a sacred difference between waiting and stalling. Waiting is active trust. Stalling is fear disguised as caution. Heaven teaches waiting because waiting refines posture. It trains the heart to remain open without grasping. Scripture speaks of those who wait being strengthened, not weakened. That strength is internal alignment, and alignment is what sustains abundance. Anointed one. Impatience often comes from believing that time is against you, but time is not your enemy. Time is a tool. When your inner world is unstable, time feels threatening. When your identity is settled, time becomes spacious. Money flows more freely when you are not racing it. I remember a season when every delay felt personal. I questioned timing. I questioned myself. But looking back, I see that those pauses were not blocks, they were buffers. They prevented me from stepping into increase before my system was ready to hold it. What felt like slowing down was actually protection. Chosen one wealth does not rush into unprepared vessels, not because you are unworthy, but because overflow without capacity creates harm. Heaven is precise. It matches provision with preparedness. And preparedness is not about knowledge, it is about emotional capacity. Notice how you respond to uncertainty now compared to before. Do you spiral less? Do you recover faster? Do you remain grounded even when outcomes are unclear? These are not small improvements. They are indicators that your capacity has grown. And as capacity expands, wealth takes notice. Anointed. One money wants to stay. It does not want to be chased, managed obsessively, or feared. It wants to flow in partnership. When your relationship with time softens, your relationship with money does too. Scripture speaks of peace that guards the heart and mind. That guarding is not restriction, it is regulation. A guarded heart is a regulated heart, and regulation is magnetic. Money moves toward environments where it does not have to be defended against loss. This is why gratitude becomes natural at this stage. Not forced gratitude, but awareness. You begin to see abundance not as a future event, but as a present state. When gratitude becomes your baseline, scarcity loses its authority. I want to share something honest. There was a point when I stopped counting every outcome and started counting alignment. I stopped asking, is it working, and started asking, am I steady? That question changed everything. Because steadiness attracts sustainability. Anointed one. You may notice that some desires feel quieter now. That does not mean they are fading. It means they are integrating. Loud desires often come from lack. Quiet desires come from knowing. Wealth responds to knowing. Time teaches discernment. It teaches you what is worth chasing and what is worth allowing. When you stop forcing outcomes, you stop wasting energy. That energy becomes presence, and presence is powerful. Chosen one, there is a maturity forming in you, not the kind that hardens, but the kind that softens. Softness does not mean weakness, it means openness without fear. Wealth moves easily through softness because it meets no resistance. Scripture often speaks of rest as obedience. Rest is trust in action. When you rest internally, you signal that you expect provision without panic. That expectation is recognition. You may still have moments of doubt. That is human. But notice how quickly you return to center. That return is everything. Wealth does not require the absence of doubt. It responds to the dominance of trust. Anointed one, your inner clock is resetting. You are no longer measuring progress by urgency. You are measuring it by alignment. And alignment outpaces effort every time. This is why opportunities will begin to feel timely instead of rushed. Conversations will align naturally. Resources will arrive when needed, not when feared. The pressure lifts because you are no longer fighting time. Chosen. One time bends toward those who are aligned, not magically, but lawfully. When you are no longer frantic, you make better decisions. Better decisions compound. Compounding creates momentum. You are not waiting anymore. You are preparing without tension, and that preparation is invisible but effective. Anointed One, this is the season where trust deepens. Not blind trust, but embodied trust. The kind that shows up in how you sleep, how you breathe, how you pause before reacting. These are the signs of someone wealth recognizes as safe. And as this continues, something remarkable happens. Money no longer feels like a solution. It feels like a companion, not something to fix your life, but something to flow through it. This is the relationship heaven intended. Not domination, not avoidance, partnership. Chosen One. You are no longer asking time to hurry. You are allowing alignment to complete its work. And when alignment completes, timing takes care of itself. That is when provision feels inevitable, not because you forced it, but because nothing is resisting it anymore. You are not late. You are ready. Chosen One. Now the final layer settles not as a dramatic moment, but as a quiet knowing. This is where embodiment replaces effort, where alignment stops being something you return to and becomes the place you live from. Wealth recognizes this immediately, not because you declare it, but because you move differently without trying. There comes a point when abundance no longer feels external. It stops being a goal on the horizon and becomes a posture within you. Your decisions carry less hesitation. Your words hold more weight. Your presence feels grounded even when circumstances shift. This is not confidence learned. This is confidence remembered. Anointed One embodiment means you no longer need signs to reassure you. You no longer scan the environment for proof. You trust the process because you trust yourself within it. And trust is the deepest signal of recognition. Money does not require persuasion, it responds to certainty. I remember noticing this change in the smallest details. How I stood when speaking about value, how I paused before responding to offers, how I stopped over-explaining my worth. None of it was rehearsed. It emerged naturally once identity settled, and when identity settles, the world adjusts around it. Scripture speaks of authority given, not earned. Authority is recognized, not announced. When you embody wealth, you stop trying to sound abundant. You simply are. And that being carries weight. Chosen One. This is where stewardship replaces survival. You begin to think in terms of flow instead of fear. You plan with clarity instead of urgency. You give without depletion and receive without guilt. This balance is rare and highly magnetic. Money recognizes those who can hold it lightly, not carelessly, but confidently. When wealth no longer defines you, it can safely stay with you. When it stops being your identity, it becomes your instrument. Anointed One embodiment also brings discernment. You no longer say yes to everything. You no longer chase every opportunity. You recognize alignment instantly. And what you decline no longer creates anxiety, because you trust your inner compass. This is what it means to walk in authority without noise, to be decisive without force, to be generous without fear, to receive without apology. I want to speak to something subtle here. When embodiment begins, comparison fades. You stop measuring yourself against others' timelines, incomes, or outcomes. Their success no longer threatens you. Their pace no longer pressures you because your path feels clear. Scripture speaks of running your own race. That race is not about speed, it is about direction. When direction is clear, pace takes care of itself. Chosen one. This is the stage where money becomes responsive rather than elusive. It mirrors your clarity. It follows your focus. It stays because it feels ordered. You may notice that challenges still arise, but they no longer destabilize you. You address them without panic. You adapt without collapse. And this resilience deepens trust both within you and around you. Anointed one, people will begin to sense this shift. Not because you announce it, but because your presence feels different. Conversations change. Opportunities approach you differently. Systems respond to your steadiness. This is not coincidence. It is recognition in motion. There is a sacred simplicity here. You no longer need complex strategies to feel safe. You no longer need constant reassurance. You move from inner fullness, and fullness attracts. Scripture speaks of rivers of living water flowing from within. Flow begins inside. When the inner river is clear, the outer streams follow. Chosen one embodiment also teaches restraint, not out of fear, but wisdom. You learn when to act and when to wait, when to speak and when to remain silent. This timing is not taught, it is sensed. Money responds to timing as much as it responds to alignment. When you move at the right moment, effort multiplies. When you force, timing energy drains. Embodiment sharpens timing. Anointed one, you are no longer becoming someone else. You are returning to yourself. The version of you that trusts, that receives, that knows. This is why wealth no longer feels like something to manage. It feels like something to steward. Stewardship assumes continuity. It assumes flow will continue. That assumption is powerful. I want to share one last personal reflection. The greatest confirmation I experienced was not an increase, it was ease. Ease in decisions, ease in conversations, ease in receiving. That ease told me alignment was complete. Chosen one, ease is not laziness. It is efficiency without resistance. It is authority without strain. And it is unmistakable to wealth. As this embodiment deepens, you may find yourself protecting your peace more intentionally. Not because you are fragile, but because peace is valuable. Peace sustains recognition. Scripture reminds us that wisdom is justified by her children. The fruit reveals the truth, and the fruit of embodiment is stability. You are no longer practicing alignment. You are living it. Money recognizes what is stable. It recognizes what is calm. It recognizes what is certain. And now as you stand here grounded, open, settled, you do not need to call wealth to you. It already knows where you are, and it is comfortable staying. Chosen one, as this moment closes, let it seal something eternal within you. You are not leaving this message the same way you entered it. A recognition has taken place, quiet, sacred, undeniable. What has been moving toward you has not stopped. Heaven has already set things in motion, and you are standing in your exact kairos moment, the appointed time where alignment becomes manifestation. Anointed one, receive this truth with reverence. The transfer has begun. Not because you forced it, not because you chased it, but because you remembered who you are. Wealth now recognizes you as its rightful channel. Flow will follow peace. Increase will follow clarity. Provision will follow identity. Remain faithful to this alignment. Guard your peace. Stay anchored in gratitude. What comes next will unfold naturally without strain because it is heaven-backed. I bless you with steadiness of heart, clarity of vision, and the confidence to receive without fear. May doors open at the right time, may resources arrive with grace, and may your life become a testimony of quiet abundance and divine order. Walk forward, knowing you are guided, protected, and supplied. If your spirit bears witness, write 777 in the comments as a sacred confirmation. Stay connected by subscribing and carry this word with you. Chosen one, go in peace. What is meant for you already knows the way.